Good morning to everyone. My name is David Acheme from Edo State University, Uzarwe. I want to specially thank the organizers of this conference for the opportunity given to us to present our research work. The title of our work is Sector Independent Integrated System Architecture for Profiling Hazardous Industrial Waste. And my co-authors are Professor Wilson Nwankwo, Dr. Charles Adetunji, Dr. Kingsley Okurebo, Dr. Samuel Makinde, Mr. Chukwemeka Nwankwo, and Chi Necherem Umezubrike. Climate change phenomenon is attributed to the generation of and release of massive waste from humanity's economic activity. This has been established as one of the major factors affecting the global warming and climate change. Research works have been reported as part of moves to restore the ecological integrity of the Earth's habitat. In this paper, we review the current industrial waste management approaches and practices, including legislation, machineries, and policies in Lagos, Nigeria. The study adopts a narrative expository posture with inquiries made in respect of all operations and machineries of waste management in the urban and surrounding areas. And our findings show that while machineries and policies are substantially crafted to meet the changing economic developments, there is a gap in the deployment of modern information technologies in fostering the policy provision in such a manner that complements the efforts of relevant government machineries while ensuring sustainable development. Waste management, which we have used the acronym of WM, poses challenges to developing and even the developed countries. It has been observed that the daily increase in human population currently experienced globally has led to increase in waste generation. And this can be linked to the level of technological advancement, most especially in the industrial sector. WM is an essential part of industrialization. That is, waste management is an essential part of industrialization programs, which are directed at minimizing the impact of large quantities of waste generated from industrial activities. And WM policy is imperative in every climate as it is designed to ensure sustainable economic, environment, social relations that promote sustainable development. The following are major stages involved in the process of waste management: the generation, the accumulation, the collection, movement, processing, and eventual disposal of this waste. Experience has shown that one of the most crucial strategies that could be applied for effective waste management is to ensure their eventual minimization through effective developmental plan, design and plan. Various researches have stated that waste disposal management includes the following: the pyrolysis, the burning, the recycling, the incineration, the shredding, composting, reuse, open dumping, and landfilling. This review proposes a technological-driven architecture that will be used for resource planning system to support collective and collaborative management of the risks associated with industrial waste. The proposed architecture extends the existing practices through the introduction of computerized approaches that includes risk and hazard profiling of various industry subsectors, industry operators, location of operation, environmental impact. Now we look at the categorization of waste by industrial and economic sector. Categorically speaking, the main sources of poisonous waste are grouped into two. These are human and natural sources. And regardless of the category to which industrial waste belongs, there is a common concern, which is harm to human and the environment. What are some of the human sources? Mostly poisonous waste that arise from industrial plants, from firms, from companies, refineries, or industries. The quantity of waste produced by such entities may be alarming owing to the cumulative degenerative effect that they cause to the environment. The poisonous waste produced by such organizations are often in solid or fluid. Chemical industries, cosmetics, cleaning agents, printing industries, metal manufacturing, petroleum exploration are all culprits when it comes to human sources of poisonous waste. We have natural natural sources of human waste as well. And these majorly are eruptions such as volcanic eruptions that produce several tons of poisonous gases and undesirable emissions as well as harmful lava. And some agricultural and chemical raw material containing phytoxins, poisonous dust, lead, etc., which may be released during processing. Industrial health hazards. The industrial infections and poisoning are a potential and possible risk to health of persons that are unprotected in a insalubrious environment. According to the occupational health and safety provisions, occupational hazards and or infection occur following exposure to toxic or infectious biological, physical, or chemical substances in workplace, which could negatively affect the person's normal physiochemical mechanism, leading to some impairments or to their general well-being. Industrial health hazard could result to accidents or infections after such exposures in workplace. Some known diseases and anomalies that arise from industrial health hazard include musculoskeletal difficulties, tuberculosis, bloodborne infections, latex allergy, fierceness, and some other work-associated trauma and stress. Environmental agencies management environmental management agencies exist in most cities of the world, and Lagos, Nigeria is not an exception. And these agencies are commissions or establishments which are within the government or separate from the government agencies whose function is to protect the environment as well as manage and preserve the nation's ecological, environmental, and biological resources. With respect to the regulation of major environmental protection agent activities, including waste management and enforcement of various environmental legislation in Nigeria. NESRA is a federal agency with this primary responsibility in Nigeria. In table 1 below, we show the various environmental agencies that exist in Nigeria, from the Forest Research Institute to the state and local government commissions and departments. There exist environmental laws in Nigeria. And these laws have their roots in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Environmental remediation provision could be adduced from Section 33, subsection 1 of the Constitution. According to the said section, every person has a right to life, and no one shall be deprived intentionally of his life. This provision presupposes a healthy environment, in that a healthy life is dependent on a healthy environment. It follows that the citizenry ought to be protected against hazard that may exist in degrading environment. Another provision that lends credence to the constitutionality of environmental protection is in Section 2 of the Environmental Impact Assessment Act. The said provision states that every company, whether public or private, must, prior to embarking on any industrial project, evaluate environmental effects of such proposed projects. There are major environmental legislation that exist in Nigeria, and in table 2 we present some of these major legislation, from the act that established the NISRA to the Associated Gas Reinjection Act. All of these are legislations that have been put in place to protect against industrial waste. What are some of the challenges of industrial waste management operations? One, loopholes. Loopholes in the operation of the policies and legislation are not only documented by researchers, but routine observation or surveillance in urban areas such as Lagos and Port Harcourt are enough to provide a convincing ground that the said legislative frameworks and machineries are not yielding the right results. Several pitfalls connected to the operation of these frameworks have been noted, ranging from poor and crude infrastructure, poor funding, incoherent initiatives of government operatives, poor maintenance culture, corruption, nepotism, and all of that. Why is a technological-based waste management approach important? One, it will help in coordination and organization of all the waste management campaign. And it's neither about collection and disposal of waste nor about enforcement or prosecution of offenders. Efficiency. A technological-based waste management system will be more efficient and more sustainable and provide better approaches, which are factors that must be considered continually Accordingly, the concept of technology-based waste management is an inevitable part of modern industrial waste management programs and campaigns. In recent times, the waste stream size and composition serve as determinants for the type of waste management system to be designed and implemented. Modern waste management ideologies advocate integrated technology-based waste management approaches with consideration on resource recycling, recovery, and energy generation facilities from industrial waste. In fact, waste to energy conversion is now considered as one of the best ways of addressing the problem of industrial waste management. Therefore, various thermochemical and biological waste to energy technologies are now being used to treat industrial waste, including harmful waste. Thus, new approaches that could lead to efficient industrial waste management have now extended the horizon of waste management. Some of these are included in Figure 1. Some of these approaches could provide a platform for transforming waste into useful energy. In Figure 1, we provide various approaches to management of waste: solid liquid waste, gaseous waste, disposal, long range, and various approaches to waste management. The summary of technological waste management approaches include: 1, spatial technologies. And in spatial technologies are the most commonly used technologies in environmental modeling and in many environmental studies. Spatial analysis of great importance, such as technologies, are useful for managing complex spatial information and for providing mechanisms for integration of various models, interfaces, and subsystems. Identification technologies have also been used. Identification technology here, researchers and organizations involved in waste management have been studying different kinds of technology in recent decades to improve waste management performance and automate bins collection. Several researchers have researched the possibility of implementing advanced waste management systems that are based on identification technologies. We have also data acquisition technologies that have been used. And with the advent and rapid growth of data acquisition technology, manual data acquisition has been replaced by automated data acquisition due to its high performance. And then we have data communication technologies, which have resulted from the growth of networking systems and universal internet connectivity. There has also been reported the application of artificial intelligence in managing risks associated with industrial waste. And the goal of AI in the management of risks associated with industrial waste is to provide intelligent control by supporting the planning, scheduling, status monitoring, change initiation in components like sensors, analysis, and reporting. These are done with the aid of the AI tools, which may include expert system, physiologic, neural network, decision support system, and a hybrid expert network system. The key opportunities for AI applications in the area of multi-sector data integration, including input data and timely and defensible recommendation. The use of AI in the management of risks with industrial waste can generally be grouped into two categories, and these categories are decision support and monitoring and reporting. Risk management profiling in waste management. Risk is the likelihood of obtaining unexpected or uncontrolled loss of value. This could be money, social status, environmental variables, and a person's physical health. Certain actions of man, such as rapid industrialization and urbanizations, are a trade-off for gaining or losing some of these values. Risk tends to exist in almost every area of human endeavor, hence the need for effective methods of risk management. Health risks reflect unforeseen chances of illness following direct or remote exposure to toxic environmental waste. Closely related to health risks are safety and environmental risks, which are consequences of hazardous biological and physiochemical substances that negatively impact the environment. In Table 3, we see a summary of industrial waste and their associated risks, like the Nigerian oil and gas production waste. The type of waste generated include the drill mud, the glass, the metal, plastic drums, oil spills, sludge, and chemicals. And the associated risks are inherent hazardous materials, water and land pollution, risk to aquatic life, cancer-causing substances, etc. This research work provides a review provides an architecture for an integrated system for risk and hazard profiling. Having noted the previous gaps in the workings of various agencies, legislative and policy frameworks, we therefore propose an integrated system for managing the risk associated with harmful waste from industrial sources. The proposition is born out of recent development in AI, big data, and Internet of Things. These technologies are revolutionizing every facet of socioeconomic sector. The proposed architecture will require the documentation of all industries, companies registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, whose businesses involve around exploration, production, mining, fabrication, management. In figure 2 is the proposed architecture, and it comprises of 4 layers that are recognized. These are the social layer, the enterprise layer, the logic and analytics layer, and the messaging layer. The social, logic, enterprise, and management layer. In conclusion, in this paper, we present succinct details on industrial waste management as it applies to a developing country like Nigeria, with Lagos as a use case. We consider the relevant literature applicable to the context of waste and environmental management. Social inquiries, sociological inquiries, and real-life experiences also added to the plethora of materials utilized in this study. The various legislation and policy documents were examined. Documentation on the customary and more formal approaches of waste management were articulated. The essence of the entire study was to present a coherent account on industrial waste management as it obtains in Nigeria, with a view to identifying the gaps and barriers to efficient, sustainable, and eco-friendly operations, especially in respect to managing waste and hazards therefrom. Thank you.